Hi, my name is Spencer. This is Carrie and James. We're going to be talking about the interdisciplinary meeting that we witnessed. I'm going to start off by asking, tell me what you guys thought about the meeting and what your impressions were about the meeting.
Yeah, I thought it was a very productive meeting. It allowed everybody to be on the same page, like all the different professions, like the MD, PT, OT, nursing, and case manager, and psychologist. MD had a different opinion about discharge planning per patient request, patient parents request. They wanted to get discharged as soon as possible, and the MD was okay with it. But after speaking with the PT, OT, and everybody else, they realized that they're not ready, and they will explain that to the parents. And so that was very productive.
Yeah, I agree. I like how everyone had different insights on the patient and how the PT definitely advocated that they need 2 more weeks because they're very intimately related to the patient's strength. And another comment that I noticed is that they could be a little bit more professional in speaking about the patient's family situation. It's definitely an important issue to bring up, but maybe not in more of a manner that sounds like gossip.
Mm-hmm. Is there any other negative things or anything you saw from that?
I have to agree. They did have some organizational things and kind of professionalism points that they could have improved on. Mm-hmm. But one thing before we go just negative, I did also notice that they were all seated on the same level at eye level so that there's no power dynamic difference between anybody. Everybody's on the same level.
Yes, I like that.
Did you notice anything else?
Well, I got it more so with the organization of the whole system in general. Like I noticed that PT and OT treatment was slightly delayed just because equipment wasn't there in time. Mm-hmm. So I think they need to find a better system to talk about and order equipment faster and be readily available for the PT treatments.
Okay.
I agree. I have another question. What did you guys notice about the role of the leading physician?
So the lead physician was definitely the clear leader of the group and sometimes acted as the moderator. While I do think that each member of the group needs to assume a role of leadership of sorts, there needs to be a designated leader so that all of the parts of the multidisciplinary team, all their knowledge is brought together to educate the group or each other on what needs to happen or what they think needs to happen.
Yeah, and I definitely think he was the clear leader, and it's important for there to be a clear leader. And I read an article, to be a really effective team leader, they must think their own perspective is incomplete so that they can recognize the point of every previous role and wisdom of the roles to help improve the team meeting and just the team as a whole.
Okay.
And thinking about team, how do you think about how the team dynamic may affect the outcomes of patients?
So team dynamics play a really critical role in managing the patient's outcomes overall. So each member of the team has kind of a different expertise that goes along with the patient, like how the PT brought up the physical ability of the patient, the OT had insight on that as well, and how the nursing gets to know about medications and how medically stable the patient is. So when everyone is on the same page and can bring their ideas to each other, it definitely makes the team dynamic stronger and they can play on each other's strengths together. So I also read in an article recently that a lack of communication was one of the most common causes of medical errors. So this just kind of highlights the importance of this even further.
Right, I agree. Just having a the teamwork ideology of going through this healthcare obstacles, all of them, is really going to help kind of have better outcomes for the patient, have our jobs go a lot easier. We're going to be able to give a more efficient and effective practice by working together and making sure everybody knows their role and educating what each other's role is.
Yeah, and like a clear example of teamwork being so important is I saw that the PT noticed that the patient had orthostatic hypertension and how it delayed the treatment of the patient, and because it took a lot longer for the patient to saw it. And so the PT asked the other roles like nursing if they saw it, or the OT if they saw it, and the OT did see it, and the nursing would interjected saying that she doesn't have a lot of equipment to help manage that. And then the doc also came in saying that, hey, let's want to recheck the medication and see the dosage is right, and if the labs are okay, it just rule out any effects or anything. And I think that's very important to have that teamwork, just to make sure everybody's like we're on top of it and we can improve that prognosis of the patient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going on more, so how do you think they could have improved their verbal communication? Like, what could they have done? I know we talked about the professionalism or the lack thereof in certain specific points. What could they have changed to make it a little bit better?
I personally think just giving time to let them finish the thought. There was multiple times where it was like, I'm going to have to say something, I'm still talking, and someone interjects. And it's like, it might be a little bit better for them to communicate fully.
Yeah, and maybe communicating more in between treating the patient so they keep each other updated on the spot.
Yeah, instead of waiting for the meeting, that's a great idea.
All right, good.
Okay.